Good morning, my stars. Yes, don't be surprised. Usually, I tell you good morning, my princesses, but today I told you good morning, my stars, because we will be talking about stars. So, today's lesson will be about stars. If we look at this beautiful sky, we can see a lot of stars. Do you think they all have the same color and the same shape? Do they look the same? Well, I'm sure that you will say no, because they are different, they have different sizes, some are brighter than others, and some are not that bright. Well, excellent. Today, we're going to start to talk about stars. So, this is our lesson. We will know the physical characteristics of the stars and mainly the sun, and we will learn about the star Polaris, and we will see why important it is. The words to know, the important vocabulary words for this whole lesson will be solar flare and constellation. To start with, I would like to ask you a question. What do you think happens to the stars during the day? Well, after thinking, most of you might think that they disappear, but actually they do not. The stars are always in the sky during the day, just as they are at night. However, the sun's light is so much brighter than the faint line that is coming from the stars. That's why the stars cannot be seen. Actually, on a dark, clear night, even without the use of the telescope, you might see over 1,000 stars in the sky. And this brings me to a big question. So tell me, how many stars do you think are there in the universe? Think, please. I know you can do it. Try to guess. Well, the answer will be given at the end of this lesson, so stay tuned. Okay, to start with, the definition of a star is the following. Stars are gigantic balls of very hot gases that give off radiation. So this is the general definition of stars. So stars are gigantic. When I say gigantic, it means that it's very huge, it's very big. It's a big ball of very hot gases. Remember the last term when we talked about the matter and we took about gases? We said that gases, when they are heated, they become very fast. So molecules of gases become very fast and they gain a lot of energy. That's why stars give off radiation. It gives us this light that we can see. Well, actually, you'll be surprised, but the sun is a medium-sized star. A star at the end of its life can collapse and become very small, only about the size of the Earth. Even though the sun is only a medium-sized star, it is the largest object in our solar system. In fact, the sun has more than 1 million times the volume of the Earth. So, we see the Earth as a big and huge thing, but actually, compared to the sun, it's very small. And the sun, compared to other stars, is still smaller in size than other big stars. Okay, so we have different kinds of stars. We have the big ones, even bigger than the sun, small ones, some very old ones, and some new ones. But did you know that they are classified into groups? Actually, scientists use the color of the star to tell what temperature they are. And according to this, they classified the stars in the sky to three important parts or groups. We have the red dwarf stars, As the name tells us, they are red in color and they are dwarf stars, so they are small in size. And actually, you might think that when we see something red, we think it's very hot. But actually, according to the stars, it's totally the opposite. So red dwarf stars are the smallest stars in size, and they are the coldest. We have the second group, which is the yellow stars. They are actually medium-sized stars, and they are warmer than the reddish stars. Our sun is one of them, actually. And the third classification of stars or groups of stars is the blue giant stars. So you can guess that blue giant stars, from their names, are blue in color and they are very big stars. Actually, that's true. So the blue giant stars are big stars and they are the hottest. So they have the highest temperature. Actually, these blue stars are very hot, and their temperature can reach more than 20,000 degrees Celsius. Imagine how hot they are. Most of the stars we see in the sky are actually blue stars. Because they have this great energy and this great radiation because of their high temperature, that's why we can see them in the sky without even using a telescope. So most of the stars we see in a clear night are actually blue stars. Okay, remember the question I asked you at the beginning of this lesson? Well, the answer is 100 billion stars. So yes, we have in our universe almost what equals 100 billion stars. Well, I can see stars in your eyes now. Yeah, I know you're surprised. Okay, so let's repeat together, make a quick revision about what we talked in today's lecture. We define stars as being gigantic balls of very hot gases. We see them because they give off radiation because of this high energy they have. And scientists use the colors of the stars to classify them into three important groups. The red dwarf stars that are very small in size and they are cold. The yellow star, which are medium in size and they are warmer than the reddish stars, and the sun is one of them. And remember this for the next lecture, please. And the blue giant stars, which are big stars and they are very hot. And most of the stars that we see in our sky are blue giant stars. Okay. I want you please to open your books, page 271, highlight what I underlined in this page, and solve question 1 please, and send it to me as a message on Class Sarah. And please remember, if you have any question or concern, if you want to add any idea or share any idea with us, please type it or record it on the discussion group. Have a nice day, my stars.